Chicago Fire host Seattle Sounders for an interconference MLS match on Saturday. Now, this match could be described as a David Goliath match, as both teams are on opposite sides of their respective conferences. Let's hear what our guest has to say, welcoming now SBR contributor Kevin Stott. Now, regardless of being at the top of the West Conference, they only turned their losing streak around last week, whilst the bottom of the East Conference, Chicago Fire, only lost 2 matches in 5. Chicago Fire have a better win record at home. Could this be closer than one would think?
I honestly think it could, Natalie, just because of the way Seattle has been playing lately. They, despite being on top of the Western Conference, they're not playing really good soccer lately. Another problem that they're going to have here on Saturday in Chicago, or the suburbs of Broadview, is their best player, Clint Dempsey, is going to be playing with the United States men's national team on the Gold Cup, as well as Seattle captain Brad Davis is also going to be with the Gold Cup. So Seattle's going to essentially be without 2 of their best, if not their 2 best players on Saturday night in Chicago. So it will be closer than people think.
Exactly. And I tell you what, I think I'm going to back Chicago Fire in this one. And I think they've got good odds. 2.3 Coral. The draw's 3.4 Bet365. And Seattle is 3.6 Bet Victor. Which way are you going for the win?
I'm on the other side of that. I actually like Seattle in this situation, even though even though they're playing crap, and even though Davis and Dempsey won't be with the club. I think this young kid named Tyrone Mears will start emerging as a star for Seattle once he gets some playing time. And with Dempsey out, he'll be able to get the playing time Saturday. It is in Chicago, and it's going to be tough. One good thing from my point of view, the Seattle Sounders bet, is in 9 games lifetime against Chicago, they haven't lost yet. They're 6 wins, 3 draws, and no losses. They've outscored Chicago 13-7. So with the desperation, with Fry in goal, with the defense, and Natalie, Chicago's only has 1 win in 10 games. So I'm willing to take the small plus with the Sounders in this one.
Okay. Another way you could play it would be to do double chance here. Obviously, Seattle, they're not as strong on the road. You can take Seattle and the draw, double chance, 1.8 Bet365. So still some value there. And then you've covered yourself of 2 of the possible three outcomes.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. We don't have that here in Las Vegas, but that's a good way to do it. So you get paid twice if Seattle win, or if there is a draw.
Yeah, not bad, is it? 1.8 Bet365.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's just, I like this. I like goals in this game too. Chicago is the kind of team that we've talked about it before. Every week we talk about it. Chicago just plays loose. The teams always score against them, and then the onus is on them to score. And whether they're on the road or at home in Chicago, they usually find a way to score. So I think that reality is good for the over in this situation. I think I'm predicting a 2-1 final with Seattle finding a way to get the win. But yeah, like what you're talking about for a 1-1 situation, that's good because you protect yourself somewhat in by betting that way. That's a pretty smart way to bet if you have that as an option.
Yeah, and I have to say, looking at the total goals there, I am expecting goals and both teams to score. Both teams to score is 1.91. The over is 2.1, and then the under there is slightly shorter, 1.75 Bet365. So you've certainly got the value there with the over, and then also sort of the possibility to combine. But what would you say sort of the top tips for this match?
Well, the top tip, I would have to go with the over, just because of the chaos factor, the fact that there's not going to be some guys for Seattle there. They're desperate. Chicago's desperate. It's a Saturday night. It's summer. The ball bounces better. I think that there will be at least 3 goals in this game, so I like the over first and foremost. My second best bet in this game would be the Sounders, but I'd take it safely on the draw no bet line. Plus $1.10 was the highest line I saw when I wrote the story. So the over would be the top pick, and the Sounders draw no bet would be the second pick. I also like the both teams to score, actually. So I think there's 3 actually decent options here. It's just getting the amounts right and the priorities straight from the bettor's point of view.
Yeah, 3 top tips here, and they've all got some nice odds to boot. Kevin Stott, thank you for joining us.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Natalie.